Welcome to Tackett's House of Horsepower. It's me, Steve Tackett, and I think it's time. Let's get started on one of those little Novas. I'm thinking the 63. I want to start with maybe suspension, steering, and brakes. It all needs to come off, all of it, and get replaced with 5-lug. So let's do that. All right, there's down and dirty on the trailer. It's got to go to the alignment shop this week, so I just left it on the trailer. The rest of the backyard is a disaster because it's under construction. So you know me, I have to have like 48 things going on at once because something's wrong with me, I guess. But the two little Novas are sitting here, and I want to start on this little 63. So once this is gone, we'll get this guy into the garage and we'll start pulling the suspension, steering, and brakes off it, probably pull the engine and tranny out of it. Basically, we're gonna strip this down to the body and start putting it back together from there. So today, I wanna collect some parts. And by collect parts, I mean strip these front clips. Most of this is gonna go in the trash. And there's a bunch of parts over there. It's probably gonna go in the trash. I'm cleaning up the backyard. I don't want any of this stuff back here. This is all gonna get landscaped. It's gonna be nice and pretty, so we can sit out here and, you know, socialize and barbecue and have a few cold ones. You know, I don't want to look at this. So this is gonna go away. This stuff needs to go away. But I'm gonna take the parts I need off of it. Especially this blue one here. This one came off of my blue wagon and it was rebuilt not that long ago, so it's been sitting now, but the ball joints and tie rod ends and stuff are in pretty good shape. So I think I'm going to use most of the steering off of this one, and I need to take a few things off of this one. I want to keep that core support, and the rest of it's probably going to go in the trash. So that's going to be my project today, is clean this out of here. Basically, we're going to get a big pile of parts that we're keeping, and we're going to get a big pile of parts that are going to the metal scrap place. So I guess I got a lot of work to do. I'm going to start with this blue one. I'm going to separate the tie rod ends and just take all the steering off in one shot, I think. Leave it all together. So I guess I'll start there. Okay, the steering and steering box came off pretty easy. I didn't think it would be a difficult job because, like I said, this stuff is not that old. It came apart real easy. So that's the whole point of me keeping it. So I guess now let me get the spindles. I'm gonna take the A-arms too because they have new ball joints in them. So I'm basically just gonna unbolt the A-arms and spindles and just use all of it, I think. Now some of you are probably like, why don't you just bolt the whole front clip on? Well, I would, but two reasons. First reason, this front end had fender well headers, so this has all been cut out because this car had fender well headers. So that's the first problem. I don't want that on the 63. We're not putting fender well headers on that car. The next reason is in 65, everything is riveted. Everything's riveted together in 65. In like 62 and 3 and some of 4, I think, they're all bolted together. Well, for whatever reason, to speed up production, I guess, I don't know, they started riveting them. So this front end, not only is it cut out for fender well headers, it's got a hole in it right there for the battery box bolt used to be, but I also cut this front clip apart with a torch. So I used the radiator core support. Obviously I put that back on the blue wagon because the blue wagon has a hides front end now. So I kept the core support, and I used a very intrusive method of torching it off. So basically, this front clip is trash. So once I get the suspension off of it, this is all going to go in the trash. So I'll probably do the same thing to this one. We'll get the torch back here and rapidly disassemble it with some force. So anyways, on we go. All right, one down, one to go. So we got everything we need to put a 5 lug on the front of that car, and even got all the hardware and stuff too. So should be an easy job. All right, well, we got the second one apart. This one's kind of unique because this one had power steering, or like the power assist, whatever. So some of these brackets and stuff are kind of hard to find, so I'm gonna hang on to them. But like this mounting bracket and stuff, that's where the ram would attach to. It had like a power assist ram on it. So I'm taking the stuff off it that somebody might need somewhere along the line. You know, I try to hang on to stuff. I'm kind of trying to avoid being a hoarder, but you never know. Somebody will be like, I need that bracket for those power steering lines. You know what I mean? So I hang on to stuff like that. You never know. All right, look at that. The mess is cleaned up. So now the landscapers can come in here and get to work. This is all gonna be fake grass and a little bit of rock and some desert landscaping across the back. So that stuff had to go. One, I need the parts, and two, it is in the way. So I think we got it done for today. The stuff I need, I piled it up inside the car. So now we're gonna roll the car in the garage and we can get started as soon as that's out of the way. But yeah, not too bad for today. It's a little warm out for a February. It's about 75 or so. But hey, I'm not complaining. See her back there? We are on the road with Down and Dirty, taking her over to my buddy Jason's shop today. He's gonna take care of the front end alignment, so I'm gonna drop it off. We are just killing birds with stones right now. I don't know. So we are on the road, heading to the shop. All right, so if you're in the East Valley of Phoenix, okay, this is where you want to be, okay? This place is what you would call a mom and pop shop. We are out of parking spaces. Look at this place. So this is the place to come. They work on everything here, but especially a lot of old cars. Check out this Buick. Look at that thing. Check that out. Down and Dirty's out of her league out here. Look up there. There's a truck down here. I want to see this. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Hey, they even do motorhomes. Hey, so this is my buddy's shop. If you're on the East Valley, come down here. Tell him I sent you. He'll take good care of you. Well, how do you think I keep up my girlish figure? Okay, good morning. Guess what? We have a ton of work to do today. Like a ton of work to do today. All right, somebody knocked over a block of bricks this morning. One of the cars driving through here, I don't know. So I need to move this car. I need to move this car. Then we're going to come over here. And we're going to move the truck. There's Scout. We're gonna move this truck and trailer. Now, I've started loading up the trailer full of metal scrap. This is all gonna go to the metal scrap place. We're gonna move this. I need this car in the garage. So, we need to move that. I told you it's a construction zone here. Look at that. So we need this car out of here. So you think you want boxer dogs? This is what you get to deal with. Yeah, so I can't be screwing around. I want to get this car in the garage. We're going to get all the 4-lug suspension off of it. And we're going to throw that 4-lug suspension on the trailer because it's going to the metal scrap place. So I need to get that car in the garage. I need to get all the suspension off of it. I need to load it onto the trailer. Then tomorrow morning I need to drop off, there's Oki, drop off all the stuff on the trailer so that we can go get down and dirty. I need the trailer empty so that I can go get down and dirty because it's still at the alignment shop. So I got a lot to do. So no more screwing around. We got to get to work. Seriously, I got to move all this stuff. Okay, we moved everything around, but the 63's in the garage now. The cool thing about a Nova is it's a lot smaller than a Chevelle, so there's plenty of room to walk around it. So if you're tight on space, you know what I mean, buy a Nova, right? I don't even know where to start. Okay, so I need all the steering, all the suspension, the engine, the transmission, and the exhaust off the car right now. Some of it's going to go to the scrap yard, so I need to probably go through some of this and make a pile of stuff that's leaving. And I need that trailer emptied tomorrow so I can go get down and dirty. So yeah, I've got a ton of work to do. No more screwing around. We're done playing Tetris. So I think I was going to start with suspension, but I think I need to pull the engine and tranny out first. Some of the bolts and stuff on the front end would be a lot easier to get to if the engine wasn't in the way. So let's do that. Engine and transmission out. I brought my sidekicks out. Oh, pups. Now we'll get some work done. Yeah. Are you helping? Are you helping? Sure. Okay, we're almost done. There, see, you can come a little closer. All right, just if you're gonna help. Otherwise, stay out of the way. Okay. I'm gonna do the radiator and the top of the engine, and then I'll jack it up and go underneath. I think I'm gonna pull the engine and tranny out together because I don't feel like trying to get those bell housing bolts. Novas and bell housing bolts are like, you got no room. It's probably the worst part about V8s and Novas and all that. It really is a pain. Well, just gave it to me. Oh, it's not looking pretty. Take a look at this. If that's any indication of what the inside of the engine looks like. The 327, I mean, if you saw the video where it was froze up and we got it unstuck and I got it to run, it ran, but it was smoking real bad. So as much as I really was hoping that this 327 was good, I think this thing is tired. I think if you just saw the distributor, if that's what the rest of the inside of the engine looks like, it's got to come out. Either I fix it or we go with that other 350, the 350 that we took apart the other day. I'm leaning towards the 350 at this point. It looks like it'll clean up a lot better than maybe this will. This thing is smoking. I think this thing's gonna need a full rebuild. So it's coming out. I got no choice. So, I mean, you saw that. That's probably what the engine looks like. A couple of things I'm noticing as I'm taking it apart. This car still has the voltage regulator, external voltage regulator, and externally regulated alternator. It looks like somebody has moved it though, because normally it would be mounted right there on these three bolts here. The voltage regulator usually sits right there, but somebody's moved it. And this radiator obviously probably isn't original. It's a decent sized radiator though. I might reuse it. I don't know, we'll see if it'll clean up. It might be okay for a stock-ish 350, maybe. If not, I've got a small aluminum radiator. Watch out, Scout. There's an aluminum radiator here I could probably use. But anyways, we're gonna delete this. We're gonna put a one-wire alternator on it, obviously. I don't mess around with this. There's no point to it. You can just put a one-wire alternator on it, pretty simple. So I'm gonna disconnect it all, but most likely it's gonna get deleted. All right, we got the radiator out. Transmission lines are disconnected. Most of the top end is done. The wiring is out of the way. Heaters, core lines, that's out of the way. Check out inside here. Look down in there. If it'll focus. Oh, look at all the sludge. Yeah, I think this 327 is gonna need a full rebuild. I think it's probably all original. So I'm making the right decision. We're gonna probably just skip the 327. We're gonna go ahead and finish cleaning up that 350. We'll probably go with that. So this guy's gonna come out. As much as I wanted to keep the 327, I guess it's not meant to be. So let me jack this thing up. I need to get underneath it. We'll do the exhaust, drive shaft, and whatever else is under here. Shifter. I don't know if I can get underneath here. Transmission cross member. You know, all the fun stuff I was trying to avoid. Now that I've got a nice wet mess to lay in, it's gonna be good. Drive shaft's out. Exhaust is out. Making some progress. I had to persuade it a little bit, but that's all right. Now check this out. This is like the first time. Let me get my flashlight here. Hang on. Bear with me. This is the first time I've really been under the car. Hold on, let me go on this side. And I gotta say, like, this car is really, really nice. The floor pan, everything up in the wheel wells is really nice. Sorry if you're getting seasick. Sorry. I don't have a lift. I gotta lay on the ground. But, I mean, it's a little dirty, but the floor pan and the rockers are absolutely perfect. There is not a single hole anywhere that I can see. Can you see it? There we go. It looks like the gas tank is not that old. I don't know. I'm pretty surprised. I like it. I wish it had quarter panels. This car would be really nice. All right, this engine is ready to come out. I got the engine mounts. Transmission cross member is out. Exhaust, everything under here is out. The only thing holding me up right now is this shifter I gotta figure out. And I want to know who's doing this. Who is out there cutting up floor pans like this? Who is doing this? Why? Why are you doing this? Look at this thing. Wow. Come on. What did you use? Hatchet? What did you use on this thing? Good Lord. All right, so I gotta get that out of there and throw the chain on it, and we're ready to pull it. All right, I think I'm ready. We are gonna yank it. All is one, engine and tranny together. So I hope I have enough lift. I don't hit the garage door, that would suck. And I hope I don't lose too much tranny fluid. I'm gonna lose some, but I don't know. I don't wanna make too big of a mess. Here goes nothing. Let's turn it down. I'm working by myself today, obviously. Okay. There it comes. Tranny fluid's coming out. It looks nice and red. Like the tranny looks good. What am I catching on? Transmission lines. Okay. All right. What else? Anything else? Hang on a second. All right. I didn't take any bell housing bolts loose, and the dipstick tube was still bolted up tight, and the wiring harness was between the dipstick tube and the cylinder head. So I had to just kind of bend it just a little bit and then get the harness out of there. So I think we're clear now. She should come out now. These tranny lines are they're all bent up anyway, so I don't care about them. Okay. Okay. Ta-da! And check it out. I didn't spill any tranny fluid. Yeah. Can you believe that? There you go. Look, see? That's pretty minimal as far as a mess goes. Wow. There you go. Engine and transmission is out. Now I need to separate them. I know it's just a power glide, but this shifter here is kind of cool. Check it out. You gotta like pull it to the side. See what I mean? And then you get it out of gear. You go down to drive or low. And then you gotta like click it over to get it back up. See that? That's pretty cool. I like that. Engine, transmission, disgusting Nova, check. All right, well, I think it is about time to clean up. That's what I think. This place is a disaster. So let me get started on that before we're running out of daylight and then it's dinner time and you know. All right, I'm playing my game of Tetris and I decided to stop real quick and pull a valve cover, and you can see how much sludge. This thing is just gross. I don't think this engine's ever been apart. I don't think it's ever been rebuilt. I think it's all original. And then because I had the valve cover off, take a look at this. Can you see that? These are 461s. So these camel humps here, these are 461s. So that's kind of cool. Those are pretty rare. I don't know if I'm going to use them on the 350, but I do have a set of 462s I could put on the 350 or a set of 041s. So I'm thinking because this engine is so nasty and obviously needs a full rebuild, the best thing to do is to go with the 350. I need to put a top end together. So what I'll do is I'll get probably those 462s. I'll hit those up with the machine shop, stick the top end on here, maybe put a hydraulic roller cam in it. And I've got a 650, that's a 650 double pumper and a performer. I could throw that together real quick. So I could put this engine together for pretty reasonable and quickly. So that one's gonna hang out there. I think we're gonna go with this one. Next question is, what about a transmission? I do have that 4-speed back there. There's a Saginaw 4-speed. I could try and throw that in here. If I've got all the brackets and stuff I need for the pedal and stuff, I need to make sure I have all that. And then I could put a 4-speed in this car, I think. So that would be kind of cool. Well, there you go. We got some work done today. We made a giant mess today. That's good. So I need to finish cleaning up, and then it's gonna be dinner time. So I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Next episode, I think we're gonna do the 5-lug front end. I got new parts coming. We're gonna put it together. New front end, 5-lug converted. Same thing with the rear end. I got 2 rear ends back there. I need to see which one is the most complete, and then we'll put that in. It's gonna be the stock 8.2 10 bolt, but whatever. So it'll be rolling on 5-lug. Then let's clean it up the rest of the way, degrease everything, maybe go get some gloss black, clean that all up, make it look nice and pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and order some parts for the 350 since I think that's gonna be the direction we're going. So I can get that going. We can get the 350 put together. We can run that on the test stand, check it out. So there's plenty of work coming up on this little Nova. So if you like it, if you like the little Nova, if you like what we're doing here, please hit subscribe, hit that like, give me a comment, a thumbs up, any of that would be super helpful. And I'll see you next time. 5 lug converting.